All right, everybody, so on November 25th, it's actually going to be our wedding anniversary, and so you might be thinking, wait a minute, I thought you guys were like married in July.
In June. You see, man? In June.
I got the J right. Hey, everybody, this week on Your Favorite Christian, it is our wedding anniversary month, so we got something super special for you.
Stay tuned.
Okay, let's do it.
Why is he yelling in my ears?
November 25th is our anniversary, but for all of you who kind of know us and might have watched our other wedding video, you might be like, wait a minute, I thought your wedding was actually in June. You're good. You are really good.
Yeah, we had another one in November, so we had the American one. I call it American wedding.
I call it the Western wedding.
The Western wedding.
The one in a church.
The white wedding. When I say that, you're like, white because your husband is white? No, the one I wear a white gown.
Oh, I thought you were saying the white wedding because...
Well, I meant white wedding. We don't wear white, but you get a point. It's a white wedding.
What Anastasia is referring to is that our Ghanaian wedding video, which is on YouTube, the link will be right up there. In it, you will see that Anastasia doesn't have any white on her.
Yeah.
She's the most colorful portion
I
there.
had a kente dress on.
So on that video, what we did was a reaction video to that wedding video. And it was a lot of fun. And thank you all so much, because at the time of this video, it has over like 100,000 views. You guys are awesome!
Do we have 100?
I think. I'll help it get to 100,000 views. That video is so lonely. All right, so what we wanted to do today was kind of a similar type thing where since we had weddings,
Bieno in tree.
Yeah, miemo.
Bieno. Two.
She actually teaches me tree sometimes.
Okay.
So 6 months later, after our traditional Ghanaian engagement, marriage, we in New Jersey, we decided to spend a lot more money again and do another wedding here in Florida. Now, can you tell our audience about why does that happen in the Ghanaian culture?
In modern world, they call it engagement, because some people do that and then do the American white wedding, the white gown. People call it engagement, but for us, it's a traditional marriage. So it's a marriage, and I'm getting to understand why people call it engagement, because you're going to do another wedding, so nobody really have two weddings back to back. It's just to the same person.
But we could have done it back to back. We could have done the weddings back to back. So on like Friday, you do the engagement, and then Saturday maybe is the other wedding. It saves on money. It saves all your people are there. It saves on venue costs. But no, we decided to do not only two different weddings, but at two different locations, 6 months apart, and have people from like one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast. So people who are really dedicated to us had to fly in from both different coasts to this one place in Florida during Thanksgiving weekend, which made their price of tickets go way up. So you'll notice in this video that my groomsmen didn't bring any of their spouses because it was just that expensive to fly out to Florida, a warm place during Thanksgiving.
But you guys made it. You all showed up, and it was amazing. We're going to do a reaction video.
All right, here we go.
I vow to give my life to you, to have and to hold you, for richer, for poorer, for good times and bad, in sickness and in health. Absolutely.
Yeah, so as you heard in my vows, I didn't drop a bad word, but I said abso-effing-lutely, just because I was overtaken by my love and emotion for my ocean.
We're not going to talk about my vows, because we decided to write our own vows, and guess who forgot to write her vows? He knew how much I love him.
Let's go. Let's roll the tape. Get a little shot of her beautiful dress. All right, so that's where we're showing our groomsmen and our maid of honor, and I got them these like wood oak sunglasses that were made out of like oak, I think. They were custom made with their names and who they were, like groomsmen or best man. And of course the initials of the wedding, the date of the wedding. I thought it was something different, something unique. These are your amazing vows that you wrote never.
It was from my heart.
Flawless makeup. And there she is. She's coming into the church, as you can see. Okay, let's talk about this.
Yes.
Why
Right
is
there,
the church
right
so
there,
empty?
As we already talked about this last week, some of us Ghanaians, I would say black people, but I know some black people who are actually on time. We are usually late to things, so most of my peoples were not there by the time I walked in. So
It's like empty.
It was empty, and I remember when I was saying my vows when I saw people walking in. So. Yeah, we have empty seats because we were waiting for my peoples.
So you can see we did a very traditional Episcopal wedding. So
He's Episcopalian, he's Episcopal priest. I know a lot of people are asking.
yeah, I'm an Episcopal priest.
That's
That's
why
part of
he
the
can
Anglican
marry.
communion, part of the, and that's why I can get
get
married.
married.
In the back, you see Father Steve is in the back. So he was my priest in Los Angeles from All Saints Beverly Hills. And in there, he was the priest who was, he and a woman named Reverend Carol Anderson were the ones responsible for me going into the priesthood. And the big kiss, and we kissed together.
You
Boom.
may now kiss your bride.
Great shot of all of our bridesmaids and groomsmen, the whole wedding
Scobo
party.
shot this.
And then the big introduction, and they get to introduce us. All right, so I'm a huge muscle car guy. I like old muscle cars, you know, from the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
And I don't care.
All right, so I was driving in traffic one day in Stewart, and this guy pulls up. I see him further up who's driving this like 72 Chevelle. And I'm just like, holy cow, that car would be so amazing to be at my wedding. So I drove up next to the guy, his windows were down. I was like, hey man, he was like, what's up? I'm like in my little Toyota. And I'm like, hey, what would I need to be able to get your car in my wedding? And he's like, why don't you come visit me? I got a jewelry store over down the street. So 2 days later, I show up at his place and I'm like, yo, it's me. What's going on? He finds out I'm a priest. And he said he's been having all these God moments lately. Long story short, he says, listen, I didn't know about you. I don't know if you're some kind of kook, but you're a priest.
He's a kook.
And I would allow you to, I'd be afraid about anyone else to drive this car. This is my baby. But yeah, you can drive this car. And actually, I'll train you how to drive this car because this car's a beast. Look at the beauty of this car. We show up, still got the champagne that Mike gave us.
2 years this month. He's still holding on to this champagne.
And look at this baby. Oh man, this car is so sexy. And it had the Just Married thing on it.
Mind you, he told you guys, he didn't know this guy from nowhere. And he did all this for us. We love you, Mike.
Did you like your dress?
I actually love my dress. It was simple, it was perfect for Florida. It was cheap and perfect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My mom bought it. Shout out, mommy.
So now we get back to the reception and we got all these awesome people here and there was tons of dancing. So this is just the beginning of us walking in. We got our friends and everyone showing up and the way we danced in was just like set the tone. We had an awesome DJ and let's go watch some dancing. And this is the moment where she said, you better be careful tipping me because my hair is gonna fall off.
If you guys know, I know people are commenting on my hair, my wig, blah, 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 blah. But I do my own wigs. I did my entire bridesmaid's hair. Every one of them, their wigs, except one of them. My mom's, I did everybody's wig, okay? Everybody's hair. And then I did my own hair. So I didn't have the time to like go get sewing and my hair wasn't big enough to do the whole natural afro thing. So I did my wig literally 2 days before the wedding. The day of the wedding, I just threw on my wig. I didn't even attach it. I just threw on my wig and my friend helped me to style it. So I did it all by myself. And then we dancing, guys, and this man right here, my husband, my sweet, amazing husband, just tilts me to the side like that. I thought my wig was going to fall off. I looked at him and I said, baby, please be careful because my wig is gonna fall off.
That would have been a really bad moment. So now here's the fun part. We got to see the whole Ghanaian tradition with the little white handkerchief stuff going on here.
My mom wore that. That's my mom, guys. Hey, go Joe, go Joe.
Here's the advantage. See, this hallway right here is that this is where we actually have church. This is one of we have two sanctuaries, the one before and then this one. So we kind of had the rights to the place. So all we had to do is just keep on paying the vendors all night to stay, and we just partied all night.
The advantage of doing your wedding in the space where you have your service, and then when you marry a priest, it works out. So we were partying basically from 12 o'clock to midnight.
The cool thing was that our DJ just kept on going back and forth between like Ghanaian music, Nigerian music, to West African music, and then American music. We'll go from hip hop to dance hall to, so I'm part Lebanese. The tradition within Lebanese culture is that you do a debke dance. I called Arabs all over Florida. I called mosques. I called every place to say, can you please teach me, I'll pay you to show up and make sure get some of my groomsmen here. You'll teach us how to do the debke dance. I got nothing back. So the person who came through was my boy Dan Tater, who's Jewish, and all of the Middle East freaked out because he was a Jewish guy who taught an Arab cultural dance to us. But that just shows the love that
but it was so fun.
The universal love that we like to experience in our lives. Where of course you would have a Jewish guy teaching and a quarter Arab how to do the debke dance, and he would feel comfortable doing that. So shout out to you, Dan. So if you guys want to be able to watch the whole entire vid, we'll put the link below so you can watch it without our commentary on it, and the whole video's on there. It's gonna be a lot of dancing because that's what really went down. If you've ever had this experience like we have, where you had more of a cultural wedding and then kind of like your traditional wedding, if that's the right terminology to use, let us know. Please leave a comment. We are just so grateful for everyone who's been on this channel. So and if you haven't, please just subscribe and share this video with someone you think you might dig it, because we love reading all the comments. Super grateful. God bless you. We will see you
next Monday on your favorite Christian.
This is the real Christian Anastasia saying peace.